everybody. Hope everybody's doing really well today. So I am here to do my wrap up for February 2022, which seems crazy to me. I know it's a short month, but still I feel like the month just started. So I did a little something different this month. I colored only one page per book. So usually I will color multiple pages from the same book a month, but this month I really tried to branch out and kind of give more love to some more of the variety of different books that I own. So in full honesty, full discretion, it wasn't a great coloring month for me. I took a little holiday for myself and I booked like a long weekend trip to Milan, which I was going to do a whole video about. So, you know, obviously the planning for it and then the after. I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person when I come back, I need like 2 days to recuperate. And then I'm sure a lot of you have been watching the news or at least have heard about everything that's happening in Ukraine. And if you're new or maybe just weren't aware, I am Ukrainian. I was born and raised there. So the last couple of days have been, you know, a tough time. So coloring just kind of has fallen by the wayside. But that being said, I did still color 10 pictures in 10 different books, which given how busy this month was and the fact that it is a shorter month, you know, it could have been worse. It honestly, of course, could have been better, but nonetheless. So the first page that I colored was out of my Coloring Heaven Cutesy Christmas magazine, and I know it's not Christmas. Yes, I am aware. Yes, I own a calendar. But I really enjoyed this book, and I still wanted to color in it, so I did this page here, and this is by Learinglass Art. That was probably butchered. The artist does have an Etsy store. I already looked into it, already bookmarked some stuff. But I did this Christmas Little Fox is the name of it. I tried to decrismify, I don't know how to say it, the picture a little bit. So he was holding a candy cane. You can kind of see the remnants of it in the hand. So I colored over it and kind of gave him his hand back here because it was covered by the candy cane originally. And then I tried to go for less Christmas colors. There is metallic gel pen, as you could see, like on the surroundings, because I wanted the leaves and the little like petals to stand out more. So I really enjoy this little guy. I colored some of it in alcohol marker and then went over it in pencil, but I really enjoyed it. I had a blast. Love this book. I really want to do this page, and I just really like the art style of this artist, so that's kind of why I've bookmarked some of their stuff on Etsy. But yeah, really enjoy it. And I feel like it doesn't look too Christmassy, right? I mean, sweaters and scarves, wintry, maybe the leaves around it, but I tried to stick away from the red and green, like the stereotypical color palette, but I really like it. That's the second picture I've ever done in here. The first one was during the holiday season, and I've showed it off, but it's this Santa. I have it between blotter sheets of my former uni notes because the marker that I used on this guy is obviously yellowing, so I just sandwiched it, and we'll just leave it like that because I don't want to damage this book. I really like it. The next picture I'm going to talk about is out of my Rita Berman winter book, and my Rita Berman books really have not been getting enough love, and that is because I just own a lot of books. So that's kind of what I've been really enjoying this month, has been pulling out other books that have kind of fallen by the wayside in the last couple of months. So I did a picture in the back, and I decided I wanted to do pastels, because why not? And I don't love it. I don't love it. I used 100% what are they called? Brute funners on this. And I've honestly never had issues with brute funners not being like buttery smooth, but for some reason, these were scratchy. Like I was really struggling with blending. I was honestly shocked by the fact that some of these colors were as scratchy as they were. But I do like this pinkish bluish kind of branch here. I think that one's my favorite. And then I did go in with my metallic pens, as you could see. I always talk about these pens, but that's because they are absolutely amazing. And it's these Edding 2185. I'll link them down below. I'll also link all the books per usual. But they're fabulous. So that is what is here. That is the gold shininess that you see. And then also I used the purple one a little bit, like through here. Let's see, there's some purple metallic pen here, just to add a little bit of something. So I really enjoyed working in here, and every time I work in one of her books, it just reminds me of why I love her books so much and why I own so many of them. But yeah, I wish I had a better experience with the pastels on this one, because I was honestly shocked as to why they were scratchy. Have never had that issue before with the brute funners. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why the pastels are not the same quality as the other ones, but who knows. Then I also whipped out a book that I've been meaning to work in for months. Every single month I'm like, I should really work in that book. That book is great. And then I never get to it. But it is my Brothers Grimm fairy tale book, illustrated by Forrest Diver, and it is a Julia Rivers book. So I pulled it out, and there were a couple images that I wanted to work on, and I finally settled on this one. So this is a Little Red Riding Hood, as you could see. Hopefully I can fit it all in the frame, maybe not. And I debated doing a background, but then honestly, I just couldn't be bothered. Just full discretion. I did base a lot of it in marker, as you could see, and then I went in with pencils for the shading, and I really like how it turned out. I like the, you know, kind of the clash of like the darkness with some of the lighter patches in the front. So I really enjoyed this. Again, love this book. I don't know why I haven't really colored it for over a year now, because I had done 2 images in here before, and it literally has been over a year. So too long for me. And then I did do a little touches of like glitter gel pen through here, just to add a little something, but majority is alcohol markers base. And then I went over it with either brute funners or my Prismacolors. So really, really enjoyed this. And if you haven't seen this book, it's great. There's a variety of images. This is an old one that I did in 2020. They're all single-sided. They're all so interesting. And also an old one from 2020. And there is a key in the back, so you can tell what fairy tale the pictures are from. Like this one, you can tell, at least I can tell that it's from Cinderella, but not all of them are that well-known of stories. But there's a key in the back, which I appreciate. This was one of the other images I considered doing. But yeah, really love this book. It's my only, gosh, what is it? Julia Rivers book. But because I enjoyed this one so much, I added some other ones to my wish list on Amazon. And then moving on to some of my mandalas. So this is my beloved, very well-loved book on this channel. It's my 50 Stylish Mandalas by Camelia Angelkova. And I did only 1 page in here, as with all the other books of this month. And it looks like this. It was a color palette that I think it was Creative Haven? No, Coloring Heaven. They posted this color palette on their Instagram, and I figured, why not? After I did the picture, it looks super circusy to me. Like all I can think about is the circus, or like a kaleidoscope. It was a kaleidoscope, right? Like when you were a kid and it was like a tube you'd look into and there was colors in there. So that's what it reminds me of, especially with this pattern or this mandala. But I still enjoyed it. I did do a little bit of like a metallic, deep metallic pen, not deep metallic, a green metallic pen. I don't know what I was talking about. So that is what this is. And yeah, the rest is just alcohol markers. I love this book. I am going in order. So I'm on mandala 16. Well, I did this was 16. And then I've also done the front. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, and I've done this belongs to page, love when markers yellow, said nobody ever. So yeah, definitely making progress in this book, and I do hope to finish it this year. I'm waiting on her to release another mandala book. I know she recently released like the hearts one, but that wasn't really my cup of tea. And then moving on to a heftier book from her. It is the 101 Unique Mandalas, also Camelia Angelkova. And let's see, I did one for Valentine's Day, and I've mentioned it before and I'll say it again. I'm not the biggest fan of Valentine's Day because I feel like you shouldn't need a special day to celebrate your significant other or the people that are important to you, but that's just me being not judgmental, me being sentimental, I guess. But yeah, I figured I would do this heart mandala, and of course I just went with the stereotypical pinks and reds, and I had a blast. It was really fun. The yellowing that you see here is from this guy here. I did this a while ago, the markers yellowed, but I didn't want to just not color the page. I don't really care if there's like yellowing here. The markers mostly covered it up in the center, and honestly, that's fine. So really liked this. Hopefully this one doesn't yellow the other one. But yeah, this is the guilty one. But yeah, I did this on February 13th. Very nice. Slowly making progress through this book. One day I'll finish it. Let's see. I was keeping track of how many pages I've done. Of course, I can't find it now. Well, I think I'm close to a third done, I would say. That would be my estimate. So moving on to my Hatchet Heroes books. And this is the Disney Babies Circles. It's the only circle book that I own from them. I know they have other ones. And I really like this book. I did this page here of Elsa. And it was a blast. There's definitely a lot of shades of blue that you needed and gray, but I still enjoyed it. I really like Frozen. I haven't seen the second one yet, but the first one is lovely. I really like Olaf, and I like, what's the name of the reindeer? Is it Sven? No, Sven's the guy, right? I don't know, my memory is awful. But anyways, I like the movie, so I figured I'd do the page, and I just use water-based markers so you don't damage the back. But yeah, great book. This is a picture from last month. Cute little Tigger. Really, really sweet book. And then moving on to my Optical Illusions, Volume 3, which as far as I know is the newest volume, but for all I know, they could be releasing a new one soon. They've been really pumping out new books lately. And with this book, I'm going in order. I just did this one last month because the right side is easier for me because I'm a righty. But this month I did do the left side, which is Bambi, which is not my favorite story. My mother tried to read it to me when I was a child. I barely made it past the mama deer getting shot. I was traumatized for a very long time. I was a very dainty and sensitive child. Frankly, has not changed till now. But yeah, I thought this picture was sweet, and I liked that the color palette was quite straightforward. And again, I just used alcohol markers in here. Do note that this book is one of the ones that does not have the black outline. Oh, I forgot to do the little foot. Whoopsie daisy. That's fine. But yeah, this doesn't have the black outline, so if that's something that you enjoy having, 'tis not for you. But I enjoy having this book. Moving on to an older book in my collection, and it is the Optical Illusions Volume 2. So yes, of course I want to get all Volume 1 now because I have 2 and 3, but I have so many books that I'm really, really doing well on not purchasing anything. So far this year, I've purchased one book, and it's the new Hannah Carlson book. I've pre-ordered it. But aside from that, I've been holding out. I've been doing really good. But anyways, I did a picture of Tinkerbell, and I didn't know what the picture would be. I just opened it to a random page and colored it. So to me, her arms look weird. I don't know. Her arms don't look right to me. Please let me know if I'm just imagining it, but I think her arms look odd. But aside from that, I enjoyed it. Again, water-based markers, and it just works well. I am hoping to finish this book this year. I feel like I'm saying that in basically every video. But so far, I've done 30 pages because I am keeping a little tally, which is great, which means I'm 30% done with this book, which to me sounds like, oh my gosh, like fabulous, 30%, but that also means I still have 70% left to go. But I do want to finish it this year, which would be great because that means one less book for me to move with if I decide, or when I decide to move back to the US. And then the last like big book that I'm going to talk about is the Grand Classiques Volume 8. It is the only Grand Classiques book that I own, but I love it. And I did, of course, only one page. And I did this one in pencil. I've been trying to do some pictures in pencil in these books because it just provides a much smoother effect, and I feel like it looks so much cleaner than using markers, but it does take more time and it does eat away quite a lot of your pencil. So I use my Brute Funners in here just because they weren't expensive, so I don't mind. But I guess if you have a more pricey, if you have more pricey pencils, just do consider that it's gonna eat away your pencils quite a lot. But yeah, I did this cute page here. It was also a random, I just pulled up a page and colored it. The black outline I did do in a water-based marker just because that's easier, but everything else is in colored pencils. And sometimes I'll go back to using colored pencils, and sometimes, as you saw in the other books, I'll use water-based markers, not alcohol markers. I think I'm doing a tally in here too. I'm almost at 40 pages. I'm at 39, which is amazing, which means I'm almost 40% done with this book. If I could finish these two this year, that would be amazing. But that's, let's see, 40%. So I have 60 pages left, and 70, it's 130 pages. So I don't know if that's realistic, but that would be fabulous. And then moving on to the last book in this video, it's this little guy, and it is my Disney Buddies, the little pixel books. And then, let's see, I did this page here, and honestly, it was kind of for my little nephew. He is about 3.5, a little under 3.5, and Cars is his absolute favorite movie, absolutely anything Lightning McQueen, and he is 1000% there for it. So I figured I would do this cute page. I haven't seen Cars since I was probably 11, so I don't remember the friend's name, but I do know this is Lightning McQueen. I better know that, or my 3-year-old nephew is going to judge me. But it was a fun page. I really like this book, and I do just go for the cross method in here. I do have to say, some of the color palettes, like, look at this. That is a lot of shades of brown. So just if you're going into this book, know that you need quite a wide range of markers. Like, look at these brownie reds. Like, that's a lot to own. So that's kind of my only criticism of this book, is that you need to have a lot of shades of similar colors. But aside from that, it's a cute book. It's a smaller book, which is nice for ease of travel. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I feel like Hatchet Heroes can do no wrong. They are releasing a bunch of new books. They've been announcing at least a bunch of new releases. Some are Disney, some are not. I know they're releasing a Disney villains book that I'm sure is going to be a crowd favorite. So if that sounds of interest to you, do check that out. I know they can be a little harder to get in the US, but there are international Amazons that have it, like the French Amazon has it, the German Amazon has it. I think the UK Amazon has it. Please don't quote me on that, but there are ways to get it. It just, shipping might be a little on the pricey side. But that is all that I've colored. Thank you for being understanding. I've also haven't made videos in a while. It's been a time. February has been an interesting month, but thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for always being so supportive, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.